Good Monday morning, everyone, and welcome to the Moose Minute Project here on a Monday morning in foggy, overcast southwest Wisconsin. Nice, cool morning, but the fog has rolled in. So early August, and it is way green still here in the state of Wisconsin, so that is awesome. But, today's broadcast titled, It's Okay to Get Angry. Sometimes. It's just what you do with that anger after. So, a few details of things I witnessed this weekend that kind of got under my skin a little bit. One, I went shopping at Walmart, and a lot of people will say that's just part of it. That'll just make you angry anyway. Not true. I can handle pretty much everything. But I got the cart loaded, come out, unload it in my truck, put the cart back in the corral or pen or whatever you want to call it there with all the carts. As I'm headed to my truck, I notice there is a cart taking up 4 spots, a tire in each 4 spots. Out in the middle, probably 1 car length away from the corral. If you are those people that leave the cart in the middle of the parking lot because you cannot walk 30 feet or 40 feet to put your cart back, and you say, well, I just can't. How did it get there? How did the cart get there? Put the damn thing back. That's all you gotta do. But no, you load up your groceries and you pull away, and then you leave the cart. I'm sure your thought was, well, that's what they hire people for. Somebody will grab it. But that's why Walmart has those guys that come out. It's not their job to wrangle carts. And you see it all the time. They're clear over by BP, or they're clear over this way or that way, or they're on the sidewalk by the other end of parking there. Put the damn cart back. It's not that hard. So that's one of them. The other couple is I mowed this weekend. Surprise, surprise. And surprise, surprise, I picked up a bunch of garbage. I have learned those that most likely litter anymore. And they're like, Chris, maybe it's blowing out of vehicles or whatever. Well, I'd like to say that, but 2 of the bottles were full of Copenhagen or whatever kind of, I don't know what made the black syrup in the bottle, or bottles, but yep, had to pick them up. Had to pick up the Twisted Key cans, or the Busch Light cans, or the whatever else, and they're all there in empty cigarette packs. Yeah, so I filled the 5-gallon pail again on my zero turn. And I haven't got down yet to pick up the big tarpish kind of stuff that's at the neighbor, so I'm going to do that today. That one to fit in my 5-gallon pail. It's big. So you're on my list of people that pissed me off. And I think I have a right to be pissed off. I try to make my yard and my house look really good from Highway 14, and people say it does. However, when I look down my ditch line and I see those kind of things, it tells me a lot about the person that did it. A, they're jackwagons. B, they could care less about anybody else or the environment. They just want to throw their shit out because they don't want to keep it in their vehicles. But yes, I filled up a 5-gallon pail, and I have one mounted on my zero turn for that reason, because every time I mow, I pick up spitters full of shit in my yard. And it pisses me off. So if you leave carts out in the middle of the Walmart parking lot, and you're not that far from the pen, you're on that list. If you throw shit out of your vehicles as you're driving down the highway, yep, you're on that list. Now, the next person I hate, this one irritates the shit out of me, is there was a post yesterday of a gentleman talking about the Sturgis motorcycle rally. And how, oh, did you see everybody getting their vehicles towed? You know, their $50,000, $60,000 motorcycles, and they're being towed, and all these rich people, because they're affluent lawyers and doctors, and, well, they don't know where to park their bike. Well, if they're parking where there's no parking, and the enforcement is you will be towed, so be it. But I had to laugh because he's saying that, and then it got under my skin a little, because he says, well, the reason they're being towed is because of the left. Yeah, the left don't want people. South Dakota doesn't want this motorcycle culture, and they don't want all these motorcycle people out there. And it's the culture that people don't, that it's the left fighting that culture. I don't think so. Because if that was really the case, wouldn't they try to just shut down Sturgis totally? I mean, it is probably, I'm sure there's no drinking and rioting. I'm sure everybody is so well behaved and respectful, and there's no fighting. And I just thought it was funny that it turned into a right or left post because of motorcycles being towed because they're being parked where they're not supposed to park. And yet it's the left that did it, not the right. The right are the ones getting towed because the left knows. So I'm trying to figure out if it's just a Harley. Are Harley riders all right then? Is that, I mean, are they all on the right side? Do they vote right? All of them? So then the Democrats are going to just tow their motorcycles? I'm really confused. You know what? I see it more and more. We were joking about it this morning at coffee this morning. So right now, all the corn, all the beans, everything are super tall here in the state of Wisconsin because the growing season has been phenomenal. Right now then, with this mindset, thank God the Republicans are involved because the corn is standing tall, it's green, and so are the beans, they're really green. But if a windstorm comes through or hail or major storm comes through and knocks it all over, damn it, the left didn't want to see the farmers succeed. That's the mentality I get when I hear that argument. We are blaming, and I made a post on Facebook and I used Dan Rather's quote. That's the only reason I posted it. The quote sums up how I feel. I'm not right or left. I have voted both ways. I want the best for what is the best for all of us. And I'm sorry. I vehemently do not like Trump. And it has nothing to do with politics. It has to do with a person. It has to do with morals, integrity, all of that. It isn't because of right or left. Mine is based on morals and integrity and how you treat others and how you take your position on. So I got then this big long thing about what Dan Rather and blah, blah, and all of Stephen Colbert and all of them. Have you ever noticed with like Stephen Colbert and them, they pick on whoever's the president at the time? I think we forget that they did the same thing to Biden. They did the same thing, but they're doing more to Trump because let's face it, what he does. Can we get away from that of blaming motorcycles being towed away in Sturgis on the left? It's just crazy to me. Makes no sense. But the biggest thing that pissed me off today was this weekend was the cart in the Walmart parking lot. That's just asinine that you cannot put your cart back. And it's literally 30 feet or 40 feet to the corral. But I guarantee you the mindset was, that's what they got people to do. Or somebody else will grab it. Or somebody else. Have you ever worked at a place where nobody works? Or somebody else does? Yeah, when things would get broke at the old places I worked at, that damn nobody did a lot. Nobody knew. Nobody did it. Yeah. And nobody costs a lot of money. That's what I know. So it's very interesting to me, though, just this whole right and left thing and blaming it. I mean, we're blaming shit that makes no sense on either side of the political aisle. We can't get them to work together. I will say that if you're the one that preached fraud and abuse and cut spending and everything else, and you're okay with a $200 million ballroom at the White House, you're on that list of, obviously you're just saying that to say it, because I don't think we need it. I don't think we need a $200 million ballroom to entertain people. There's plenty of businesses that have ballroom space. Let's just do that. How about that? How about spend that $200 million in something more important than a place to bring fancy people? I think that's what should be done. I think we need to be careful of what you're going to preach out of one side of your mouth and then be okay with the other. So, with that said, that's all I've got. I've got some major news coming up this week, but I've got to be a little patient with it. So I'm going to hold off for the second annual Marcy Strikeout Alzheimer's Baker Shootout. I've got some major stuff going on with that. Can't wait for that to happen. November 8th at the Phoenix Center. Raffles and bowling's going to start at 11. Check in at 10:30. Raffles, 50-50 raffle, ball raffles, basket raffles, silent auction, all will start at 11. The silent auction, right now I'm sitting at 35 items between the baskets and the silents. Silent auctions are probably going to be broke up into time frames, and I'll get more on that. But the list is under the events page on my page. If you look it up, you can definitely see that. There's plenty going on there. I'm working on getting shirts made for Mom's event. So a lot of work. Plus I got a lot of things going on just personally. But one other thing. This is the other one that pissed me off this morning. As foggy as it is, limited sight. Just because you think you have auto lights, flip them to on. Okay? People driving around with no headlights on, very limited sight. Driving the River Road today, I probably saw almost 2 or 3 accidents for sure, because people won't turn their lights on. Well, if you have automatic lights, yes, it'll turn the fronts on, but it does not turn the backs on. Did you know that? Just flip that over to